The Akashic Records can also help you understand the different archetypes that you can hold in this incarnation or different incarnations, past lives or future timelines, concurrently running timelines. It'll help you embody those energetics as well, if that's what you choose to do, of focusing on, okay, I want to add this template to my toolkit so that I can project that into my life or the lives of others. And so I am going to read a list of different archetypes that you can hold within yourself. This does not mean that you can only have one or two. We can have multitudes within one incarnation or different ones. I'm going to read a list of different archetypes that we can hold within ourselves. This is not exclusive to just this list. This is a jump off point. There's so many that you can experience. These are some of the most common types. And what I'd like you to do is listen for the pings within your body of, oh, this feels like it is resonating with me, that I am this version, or I want to pull more of this energy into my field. You can keep your eyes open or closed, whatever you're most comfortable with, and we're going to take a deep breath in through our nose and breathe out through our mouth. And here we go. The healer, warrior, teacher, mentor, rebel, caregiver, visionary, lover, wanderer, martyr, seer, mediator, the innovator, prophet, peacemaker, adventurer, historian, artisan, strategist, environmentalist, technologist, philosopher, the hero, the trickster, priest or priestess, shaman, magician, alchemist, wizard, or witch. When we are going into our Akashic Records, sometimes people feel like they're blocked because they're not getting anything, because we're waiting for something to happen. It's very ambiguous, and a lot of us like input and output, and we have been programmed to be very logical and analytical, and the Akashic Records are everything but that. They're very creative and imaginative and expansive. You're not supposed to kind of fit yourself into this very small box, but for our human psyche, it's very beneficial to often label things so that we can better understand ourselves. And there's parameters of, you know, a warrior is going to be a lot different than a peacemaker. They have certain personality traits and attributes and ways that they show up in the world and interact with self and other people. So having these guidelines of specific archetypes can be really beneficial in helping you navigate your Akashic Records, because if you're saying, okay, I want to figure out where I have been a philosopher in my records, whether it's, you know, in different incarnations, or maybe that is a energetic format that you are projecting and experiencing in this one, or energy that you want to pull in, it's going to be so much easier for you to perceive, because now we have a very specific pinpoint of reference that we're looking for, and you can find the energetic coordinates in the ethers through all the different layers of reality of, oh, XYZ right there at that latitude and longitude, I was a philosopher in that different timeline, or maybe I knew a lot of philosophers, or you know, my higher self wants me to embody that in this lifetime. When you have parameters like that, it makes it a lot easier to see. If you are an Akashic record reader for other persons, I highly recommend doing a lot of research about all these different archetypes. It is going to make it so much easier for you to read people's energetic templates and view their attributes and their talents and their gifts and the life lessons that they have experienced. It's going to allow you to be able to pull mentors for them in this incarnation. Maybe you have a peacemaker in a different one, and this person in this lifetime needs more peace. They need to be able to communicate with that different incarnation so that they can channel that energy to help them during this lifetime. There is a multitude of applicable experiences that somebody can have if they can connect to these different archetypes of self. I would suggest taking all of these different archetypes, doing some homework. What do these mean to me? What kind of personality traits and attributes are associated with being this person? You can do some Google research or get on ChatGPT, watch YouTube videos. What does it mean to be a sorcerer? What does it mean to be a priestess or a witch or a strategist or an environmentalist? We want to have a lot of different perspectives on that, so that way you're more easily able to categorize things within your own field or the fields of others. We also want to look at pictures before we go into the records to try and find these things. Our human psyche works with stories and narratives and symbolism. It is going to seep into your subconscious and make it a lot easier for you to astral travel and hold on to these anchor points within your field. And so we can literally go wherever you want to go. I suggest Pinterest because they have a lot of magical, whimsical pictures. What does a warrior look like? What does a caregiver look like? What does a visionary look like? What does a mediator look like? It doesn't have to be something super specific, but whatever calls out to you. And then when you go in meditation, envision kind of that image in your mind's eye, and then you're going to be able to latch on to the energetics of a different incarnation a lot easier, because they don't have to look exact. It's more so, what is the overall vibe that we're looking for here? And it's going to be easier for you to connect. We also want to be looking at representors of these archetypes in the collective consciousness, because that will help you get a better viewscape of the energetics. So visionary, maybe we have Martin Luther King Jr., an innovator, Tesla, peacemaker, Buddha, adventurer, Indiana Jones, environmentalist, Jane Goodall, the hero, Harriet Tubman, wizard, Merlin, trickster, Loki, sorceress, or dark fae. We could have Maleficent. It helps you grasp these concepts on a deeper level, but it doesn't necessarily have to be specific people. It can be watching movies or TV shows or books or music that helps you embody these energetics. Again, it's a systematic way of categorizing things, which can be beneficial and sometimes not beneficial, right? You never want to constrict and box yourself into like, I am XYZ, because you're a billion different things, not just in this incarnation, but other ones. But oftentimes you will have different incarnations come through that embody specific archetypes that you want to learn and grow from, or be mentored from, or you want to become these versions in this lifetime. And so when I'm going into other people's fields and I'm reading their aura, I say, oh, you have this type of archetype. And with that comes all of these different personality traits and attributes to help their human psyche understand more about themselves. Your higher self and your higher awarenesses, they get that. They already have all that information, they understand. But humans sometimes need specific frameworks to work within to develop their gifts or the personality that they're trying to shift into, or becoming their next level higher self. So homework, taking all these archetypes and sitting down with them and say, what do all of these mean to me? Because you might be surprised that you fit a lot more of them than you initially anticipated. Okay, and you can even go into chat. I love ChatGPT. You can go in there and say, what does it mean to have a trickster archetype? And then it will give you a whole thesis. And then you can just read through that, but also finding some collective consciousness examples of who those are as persons, or if you want to dip your toes into fantasy and fiction land as well. And that will help you with reading yourself or with reading others.